Hey guys, welcome to another episode of 5 Things Friday. So if you've ever watched any of my vlogs before, you probably know that I'm going to be a sophomore in college in about a month. Because I talked about it all the freaking time. I'm just really excited that I'm not a freshman anymore. So today I thought I would do the 5 things that are going to be better about this year because I'm not a freshman anymore. Okay, so the first thing that's going to be better about this year than last year is that I have my own room. Now, don't get me wrong, once I switched roommates last year, I got along with my roommate so well, and I would have been really upset if I had gotten a single from the beginning. Like, I wanted a roommate my freshman year, but this year, I'm acquainted to the school, you know, I know what I'm doing, I have friends already, I don't need a roommate. I'm cool on my own, I can do what I want. I don't have to worry about making noise when someone else is sleeping, or them making noise when I'm trying to sleep, or fighting over the TV. It's so much easier to be on your own, and that's one of the perks of not being a freshman. I get to have my own room. The second reason this year is going to be so much better than last year is that I already know who my friends are. I mean, last year I had to waste like an entire month of school just trying to figure out who were my real friends. And I had to make friends with people who I didn't really get along with that well, just for the sake of having friends, and then I had to find out that we shouldn't really be friends. We didn't really have a lot in common. So this year I know who my friends are. Not that I don't want to make new friends. Of course I want to make new friends. But I don't have to feel alone. Not that I felt alone last year, but if you've ever been to college, you know what I mean. It's kind of, you know, you feel pressure to make friends right away. And, you know, if you don't, you feel kind of left out. And I don't have to worry about that because I have a great group of friends and we can do fun stuff with each other right from the beginning of the year instead of having to wait till like October or November to realize, hey, we should be friends. The third thing that's going to be better about this year is that I already know a lot of the professors. Last year, I went in not knowing who most of the professors were. I mean, I didn't really know who any of them were. So I didn't know what professors to take, and I didn't know what I would need for each professor. Because I didn't really have anyone to ask about that. But now I've had a year there. I've met a lot of the professors, especially in the psych department. Even though I haven't had them, I've met a lot of them, and a lot of my friends have had a bunch of different professors, so they can tell me, oh, this one's good, this one's bad, and I can be more prepared for class, and I know how to get a good grade in that class because I know, oh, this professor likes to do this or this professor doesn't like to do that. Okay. Fourth reason, I know when I like to use my dinner and lunch and breakfast swipes. I know that seems like a really trivial thing, but last year I was still figuring that all out, you know, whether I was going to want to eat breakfast and, you know, what day was good to go to the dining hall or what day did they not have good food in the dining hall, I should go to the pub. And I know how much pub cash I'm going to need. It's like money that's on our card that you can use in the pub, which is you can get like pre-made food or like sandwiches and stuff instead of going to the dining hall. I know how much pub cash I used last year, so I know I can put stuff enough on ahead of time so I don't run out, because last semester I ran out because I underestimated how much I was going to need. And I don't have to worry about that this year. I mean, because I already know, I know what I'm going to need, and I was able to save like $400 because I realized I didn't eat breakfast like at all last year, so I moved down a meal plan. So instead of getting 3 meals during the week and 2 meals on the weekends, I get 2 meals every single day, and then I get kind of like a floater meal so I can get breakfast like one day during the week, because I never ate breakfast, and that breakfast swipe was going to waste. But now it doesn't have to because I don't have to pay for it. Okay, the final reason that this year is going to be so much better than last year has everything to do with the fact that I'm not a freshman. I'm not a freshman, you know? I mean, when people first meet me and they say to me, oh yeah, I'm a junior, or oh, I'm a sophomore, and I go, I'm a freshman, they go, oh, you're a freshman? I mean, it's not as bad as high school. When you were a freshman in high school, please, you were like the bottom of the totem pole. But I mean, you know, it's better in college. People aren't like horrible to freshmen. But still, it's nice to be able to say, oh yeah, I'm a sophomore, you know, and it's nice to be able to, if I meet a freshman, be like, oh yeah, you know, I can tell you about this, you know, if you ever need help with anything, you can come to me. It makes me feel good about myself, and like, I'm mature. Yeah, so those are the 5 things that are going to make this year, my sophomore year in college, so much better than last year, my freshman year in college. So question of the day, tell me, what grade are you going into, and are you excited about it? Do you think it's going to be better than last year or worse than last year, and why?